Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lily.
And we're here to talk to you about Capstones. Our capstone is learning video production by capturing the capstone stories of a few of our peers. So Lily, how did Capstone get started?
The idea of a senior project is a universal method of completing a high school degree. The Roaring Fork Valley is excited to promote individuality and self-development through the capstone. The capstone can be designed and worked through in a way that best captures the student's project.
Yeah, and I think the community played a big role in the development of Capstone as well.
We asked parents up and down the valley, students, teachers, what kind of learning do you want to see in our schools and what kind of goals do you have for your graduates? And one of the things that came out loud and clear from them is that they want to see more hands-on learning, more open-ended learning, that is where there isn't just one right answer, more self-directed or student-directed learning. And so that was the charge that we were given by our community, and the solution was a capstone. I think too much of learning in schools is school-directed. We tell you what we want you to learn, we tell you how we're going to measure your learning, and we tell you the reasons why. And then we say go off in the world and be independent. So that's backwards, and I'm very much in favor of giving students more choice and more self-direction in their learning, and having students find things that are interesting to them.
I just think it should be something that you actually like to do and not just for a project.
The benefits of Capstone can be viewed on a multitude of levels, some more personal than others. Embarking on a new project has an immediate effect in the students' lives, but some were even able to reach further into their community.
That sounds a lot like Davis. He took a lifelong passion of photography and used it to give back to the community as he filmed the deconstruction and reconstruction of the Grand Avenue Bridge.
And as soon as I was told about Capstone, that's when this idea came to me that I could turn what I'd already been doing, something that I already enjoyed doing, into a capstone project.
So tell me again why you wanted to make this your capstone.
So the bridge has been a part of pretty much everybody's lives. Everybody who's lived in Glenwood, everybody who's been through Glenwood. So when the bridge came down, it really impacted a lot of people. It's something that they'd grown up with. And so I wanted to show them, some people who don't live here anymore, some people who just can't get out to see it, I wanted to show them what the entire project was like from start to finish. Pretty much since July, I've been taking my drone out and been documenting the construction and the deconstruction of the Grand Avenue Bridge project. So in August, when they tore the bridge down, I flew my drone over as the last cars drove by. And then as the weeks have gone by, I've done the same thing as they've taken the old bridge out and put the new bridge in. When the project first began, the main challenge I got into was I didn't think about the implications that flying a drone over a construction project would have. So I was trying to get close-up shots to begin with, which I found more interesting. I got an email from somebody from CDOT telling me that the construction crews were feeling endangered by the drone flying over. And so I had to be adaptive to what they were telling me and start flying my drone from higher angles farther away from the bridge. I tried to stay about 200 feet away from the bridge, just a little radius. My drone told me how far away I was. So on the day that the bridge finally opened and they allowed thousands of people to walk across the bridge, I was able to bring my camera out and take pictures of everybody crossing the bridge for the first time. People have really been touched by it. I've gotten thousands of views on the first video I posted of the last cars driving over the old bridge. People posting their stories about the town that they used to grow up in. What they remember about it. So it's just been a bonding moment for a lot of people who used to live in Glenwood.
Cal was able to follow his already clear goal of filmmaking. He found a driving force to challenge his prior knowledge and create his best film yet.
We're going to do it 3 times, one up close to the side, one on the other side, and then one from behind you, like real close when you pull it out.
My capstone is a 20 to 30 minute long short film. It's a sci-fi / action / comedic relief film.
There's no turning back.
And I wanted to mesh a bunch of different genres together just to make it like different. The setting of the whole film is post-apocalypse, so there were going to be challenges that were faced, whether or not be like weather or setting, and I wanted to have some complications just so it wasn't like too easy. I picked this project. This is my passion. This is what I'm proud to do. And that's for sure what I would tell other students that are thinking ahead about it.
So what does authenticity even mean in a capstone?
Having an authentic project allows for students to learn something they want to. It makes Capstone less of an assignment and more of a way to plot out some time to do something they love. Authenticity allows for students to learn in a more captivating environment.
Yeah, I actually talked to a few students whose project really stood out as original and important to them.
Kind of like Jennifer. She wanted to impact her community in a positive way due to a tragedy she had recently experienced. Her end result was a driver's education program implemented at Basalt High School.
I found the idea because a friend of mine died in an accident, a car accident, because they weren't driving correctly and the guy didn't have his license. The process was really hard for me because I'm a shy person. The message I want to give out to every student is that it's not just driving behind the wheel, it's really learning how to use the wheel. And because if you don't know how to use it the correct way, many can get hurt.
That's similar to Kyle. He used his personal connection to a global problem in order to promote change, looking for a way to reopen Cambodian adoption.
So I was originally adopted at 4 months, and ever since I came here, there's a camp that's been created, which is Cambodian Heritage Camp. And I've been going every single year and meeting kids like me, also adoptive Cambodians. And we just get together, we have classes, we do stuff that our culture does. And we just learn a lot about the culture that we're missing back home. My capstone is about Cambodian adoptions, which have been closed since 2001 to now. And my goal is to send a letter to the INFO and learn what I can do in the future to reopen adoptions in Cambodia. Capstone has been important to me because it's making me dig deeper into what I don't know about the adoptions closing, and it's making me learn about future steps I can take outside of high school and try to reopen adoptions. I hope someone else will pick up from what I'm doing, or someone will hear about my capstone outside of the valley and maybe want to help me so I'm not the only one trying to gather the information. I'll have more help and maybe build a bigger program to do this instead of just me.
Students should not let the fear of taking on their projects deter them from being authentic.
Sometimes starting something new can feel like a huge burden, and testing the waters can make a student feel uncomfortable, but I think it's huge for students to know that they're not alone.
It sure seemed to have been worth it for Aranza. She was able to delve deeper into her career interest, but first she had to overcome her nerves.
I know Capstone is kind of like, it has a lot of steps and you have to be organized with it. Definitely this year I feel like I was a little unorganized because I was going to my sessions, but I was like, oh, what do I do now? I keep doing this, but I don't know where to put it, or like, what's a portfolio, you know? So it was definitely very hard being organized. So my Capstone project started with finding a mentor or someone that I can work with. And I found Patricia Beery. She is a physical therapist around here and she works with kids. It was such an amazing experience and I would do it all over again. It was definitely very hard at the beginning just seeing how he would struggle. But we would have like walking exercises, so he would walk the hallways and it would take him like 3 minutes. And after I kept going, just motivating him, and he motivated me, and it was amazing. At the end, he started walking 1 minute. I am a DACA student, so just seeing like we each have our own disability, you know, and being able to be with those kids, it showed me that no matter what obstacle we go through, just keep pushing forward. We each have our own disabilities, but if we keep pushing forward and have a great mindset, it's nice. So every time I went, I would just have a great day after, you know, because I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Students are not only able to experience growth during their project, but they have the opportunity to leave a lasting impact on other individuals and the community. Sometimes a student's intent surpasses their expectations and allows for a communal benefit. Capstone is proven to benefit students in whatever their endeavors may be.
My capstone really benefited me in one aspect in which it helped me log the majority of my clinical hours that I'll need to get into vet school. It's also allowed me to stand out on applications for like different projects I'm trying to do at CSU. The most recent one actually being I got nominated to be an animal science steward, which means I'm a student liaison for the animal science department at CSU.
You know, now I know that I actually want to pursue this career and I want to keep working, and it gives me the motivation to, you know, go to class, keep passing my classes, get good grades, go to college.
Colleges like to see students that have a sincere interest. They like to see students that can contribute to their communities when they come to campus, and the Capstone provides an in-depth experience that students can demonstrate to colleges.
You make sure the front of your saw is down.
Ben Kelly is a recipient of a like-minded project at Capstone. Ben found his passion for boat construction, and he hopes to leave behind a similar legacy on a pair of students who are also interested in the field.
When Nick and Wes first came to me with their Capstone project idea, it was for a smaller kind of a sailboat. And I committed to them to do it, and then they changed their minds and wanted something a little more practical for this area, like a drift boat. Why I wanted to give back to the community and be a part of Capstone is because I'm a beneficiary of it, but it was through that project that you know, for better or for worse, is why I'm doing what I'm doing today, and why I said yes when Nick and Wes proposed this idea to me. I know how much I revere that person to this day, and not to make it like a selfish ego thing, but I wouldn't mind, you know, having that kind of effect on some young guys. It helps us stay in touch with the world around us as much as them, and it you know, it bridges that gap between the generations in our community and beyond, really. If a young man or woman is thinking about a Capstone project, I would say, think about the things that matter to you right now. Don't look to others to find out what you want to study or what your project is going to be. Look to others to help you make that happen. And it's amazing how a little experience, it was a 6-month experience for me, has manifested into a huge part of my life.
So start thinking about what kind of legacy
you want to leave behind.